So we're talking about Kinker's mother, for those that, Kinker being a mother, for those who don't remember. I guess I thought it was just a little too personal. Whatever the case, it wasn't my business to pry. Anyway, I shouldn't be keeping you from whatever you were planning to do. Good luck out there. Later, Jeffrey. Later, man. Later. I decided to check the job board just in case there's new information I can find, but to my surprise, I found Barzul waiting in front of the board. Oh, God. 30 seconds in and I already have to do the voice. Alright. Try and clear my throat a little bit. The people around him seem to be shying away, afraid to even go near such a massive man. Do you think he's waiting for you, Dougal? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Ah, well, just the man I was looking for. What took you so long? I don't know. What did take me so long? I don't remember. You were looking for me? Why, it's about time to start your training. You can't just go into a fight without a warm-up. Can the training wait? I'm kind of busy with other things now. What could possibly be more important than this? Come on, Dougal. Hurry up and follow me to the barracks. What were we doing? I don't remember. Barzul, wait, Barzul strides off before I can ask him anything. This might be harder than I thought. What did I get myself into? A duel in which you're going to die. Don't worry, Dougal. I'm sure it'll be fun, or maybe I'm just saying that because I don't have to do it. Probably the latter. The last thing I need is to have another lapse during training and turn into a stark, raving madman. Regardless, I have to follow Barzul if I ever want to find out what he's up to. I guess I really do have to go through with this fight to discover the truth. I heavily disagree. We're going to die. I'm sorry. There's no real way about that. When I arrive at the barracks, I find Barzul doing sit-ups on the ground. I just hope he won't ask me to join in his exercise routine. Sure, took you long enough. Well, yeah, I imagine you went running, I walked. Why'd you go to the barracks so much? Shouldn't you be looking around for the monster? There's no need to do that. Sooner or later, the monster's going to show itself, and when that happens, I'll be the most ready there ever was. I guess you could call that a plan. No, you couldn't. His plan is sit around and hope shit happens for him. That's not a plan. Now, listen up. Today, we're going to practice martial arts, and that's without swords. That's what you think. What's my chaos? 42. No swords? Ha! You mean to tell me that Torin can't hold his own against a sword, or is he just afraid to fight me? If you use deadly weapons, one of you might die. That's the meaning of a duel, isn't it? That may be so, but this town needs Torin to protect them. Not only that, but I'd hate to see a skilled young lad like yourself get cut down so soon. What makes you think I'd be the one getting cut down? Everything. Everything. If you can do all that stuff with a sword, you have to at least know how to fight with your body parts. Just, what is it? Clench, fist, and then push forward. I think that's how. Easy. Done. There we are. Don't need to learn. I wouldn't say they're mutually inclusive, but either way, I'm kicking his ass. Yes, I said arse, not ass. That's the spirit. Why don't we do a little stretch and then you can show me what you've got. Alright, but if I beat you, you have to answer a question for me. Sure thing, now come at me. Oh god. Isaac flutters away to land by on a nearby fence post as Barzul and I face off. I move to make the first hit, but he blocks me with his massive arms and throws me aside. Oof. That does not look happy on your part. Come on, you can do better than that. Show me those moves. I get back up, attempting to fight again, though I manage to sneak in a few punches. A single punch from him sends me flying backwards. This does not bode well against Torin, especially since Barzul can't beat Torin. Ah, damn, you're too damn strong. Is he going to say something about strength doesn't matter? What's the matter? Having a bad day? I could try and let loose, but who knows what might happen. Alright, let's save it and keep fighting. There we are. Easy peasy. No, oh yeah, we got to click on the X and then return. Keep fighting. No way I'm going to lose to him. I want that info. I stand up straight, staring at him with determined eyes. What's gotten into you? Finally ready for a real fight? My body takes control, propelling me towards him with tremendous speed. He swings at me, but I dodge him and hit him in the chest with a well-timed kick, sending him reeling. Seizing the opening, I rush forward and deliver a rapid series of punches that knock the wind out of him. You're too fast! He reaches out and tries to grab me to deliver a crushing blow, but I somehow manage to duck below his arms and give a quick low kick that knocks him off his feet and sends him crashing to the ground. Gah! Now for the killing blow! Dougal, stop! Huh? I come to my senses, realizing that I was about to do something a little more drastic than I intended. Well, it's a good thing we have Isaac here. That could have got really bad. So, why is there someone on the floor with their head blown off? I don't know! It's not over yet! Gah! Barzul lunges from underneath, pulling me off my feet as well. With the tables turned, he towers over me, ready to put me out of my misery. I think we can safely say the fight is over. Let that be a lesson to you. Bears always eat bats or something. Isaac flies back to my shoulder as Barzul nods contentedly. Now that's exactly what I wanted to see. Do that against Torrin and you should be set. If I can repeat my performance, that is. About that question you're gonna ask me. What did you want to know? But I thought I lost. Duh, with moves like that, you're a winner in my book. Okay, so we wouldn't have got this information if we didn't fight. Giving up was a bad idea. Maybe. We'll keep it safe. Well, you know there's someone hanging around Icebound by the name of the Golden Knight, right? Well, apparently he's big, bulky, and powerful, and you certainly fit the bill. Wait, you're saying you think I'm the Golden Knight? That's rich. The problem is, I don't see why you couldn't be the Golden Knight. You knew a lot about him, that's for sure. Ah, well, for one, I'm too old to be the Golden Knight. He's got to be a strapping young lad with his wits about him. Not a geezer like me or that horned fella over there. Young? I thought the Golden Knight disappeared 10 years ago. The Golden Knight never dies, my boy. Have you ever considered that maybe someone else took up the armor? It could just be like the Black Knight. Someone cuts his arm off, 'tis but a scratch. It's got to be like that. I really hope it's like that now. Just open it up and it's John Cleese. It'd be wonderful. Yes, but I assumed it was an imposter. If the Golden Knight is striking fear into the hearts of criminals everywhere, it's not an imposter. That makes sense. Almost. With our training session officially over, I have some time to spare before meeting with Kinka. I think I should check up on Zoltan and his lackey Roy to see what they're up to now. Well, if you'll excuse me, I think I'm going to go for a little hike. Where to? Don't tell me you're going to talk with that madman. Oh no, nothing like that. I'm just going to try my hand at hunting, right, Isaac? Isaac lets out a jovial screech as though he's rough and ready to track down some prey. Of course, he hasn't hunted in at least 2 years, if not longer, and I think he's lost the appetite for it. Well, I wish you luck then. I'm going to go spar with those lily-livered guards and see if I can't get a few of them to wet their pants. Goody. Phew, well, I'm glad that's out of the way. So am I. My throat is destroyed. We're only 8 minutes in. Now, all that's left is to get through that fight with Torrin. Right? Can't be that hard. Dougal, my friend, you have your work cut out for you. We're so fucked. Let's just run away to the Bahamas. No one will know. Making my way through the forest, I step through the leafy wonderland that has become more of a hell now that I've associated it with Zoltan and his mad tinkerings. Finally, I came up upon the isolated shack from which I can hear the sound of hammering metal. Is Zoltan not there anymore? Oh no, he is. Outside, Zoltan is consulting with Roy on some plans drawn up in a piece of large paper. I have to call out to him before he actually notices me. Leaving Roy to his devices, he saunters over, clearly miffed that I'm interrupting his work. Ah, Dougal, I was wondering when you would show up. What brings you here this fine day? I do hope you brought sandwiches. Actually, I have a few questions I'd like to ask. Just what I need, more questions. Well, as long as you're willing to scratch my back, I'll scratch yours in a metaphorical sense, of course. So we have to do all of these, the ones to the stars, the ones we have to do. Bam, we'll lost the one we don't have to first. I'm wondering what your progress is on that hand cannon. Didn't Roy say he was going to make modifications? Yes, we've been working non-stop and getting it more efficient. When we are finished, it should be able to fire multiple shots before reloading. Unfortunately, the design is rather outdated, but it's all we have at the moment, so we'll have to make do. I guess it'll take longer than normal then. Yes, combined with my rusty skills, I think it will take another day or two before we can be fully assured of its functionality. Lucky you, huh? Actually, I wouldn't mind having something around like that as backup. Backup? Why would you need such a thing when I will almost certainly claim the Philosopher's Stone? You don't have to rub it in with that evil laugh. Oh, I even did an evil laugh. Topped off. Oh, sorry, I must have picked up a few habits from Roy. Alright, what did the code say? Oh, that! Well, it took a bit longer than expected, but I do believe I'm getting a bit rusty. Yes, you said. You deciphered it? What did it say? Well, it seems to be some sort of coded text. Got that much. Like those of the Master Alchemists. I cannot make heads or tails of it. I've always been more of a left-brain sort of person. Even after deciphering it, it's still a confusing riddle of some sort. Ooh, riddles? I love riddles. Don't tell me you're the type who writes these things. Where I used to work, everyone loved me because of my eccentricities. I'll be the judge of that. Or was that hated? I can't quite remember which. Zoltan reaches into his pocket, removing a crumpled piece of paper and smoothing it out. It seems to have some text hastily written on it in ink, most likely this transcription of the code. The riddle goes as follows. The pieces are in place and the trap has now been set. Be sure to heed my orders, as one chance is all we'll get. Remember who the master is and who remains the pet. Any disobedience you will certainly regret. Alright, well, he's mentioned master, so obviously that brings up Faye and Magistus. So there's no... If this is about the Philosopher's Stone, it's not there, it's a trap. And maybe Faye having to remember that Magistus is his master and not me? Maybe? I don't know. Master and pet? You don't think this message was written by Magistus, do you? Interesting theory, but it doesn't make sense. From what I've seen, Faye is rather obedient to his master. In fact, he takes care of him. Magistus would have no need for a threat such as this, nor would he need it to deliver it in code. Could it be a metaphor, then? Could it be that we were supposed to see it? That's a thought for you. Perhaps. It depends on who wrote the message, but it seems like a leader's message to their subordinate. I wonder what they're so afraid they'll do to disobey their orders. Who knows? I have better things to worry about than the mysterious message. For all we know, it could be some petty crime ring. It's almost definitely not, though. How'd you plan to track down the monster? Now that your plan failed, how are you going to file the monster? I doubt a bait will work this time, either. That, my friend, is a trade secret, unless, of course, you do something for me. Oh, goody. What? And what would that be? I never thought you'd ask. I require certain parts, but it will take me too long to procure them, so I need you to go out and find them. Zoltan takes a paper from his pocket with some messy scribbles on it. I've never even heard of these. Well, now you have. These parts serve as the core to this. Zoltan gestures behind him to a strange contraption lying on the ground. It almost looks like a walking stick, but made out of metal with branches sticking out like those of a tree. Underneath it is a gorge-like piece with two handles sticking out either side. It turns out that Roy had an old-fashioned airship tracking device lying around. Incredible, isn't it? What does that do again? A tracking device. You really... Okay. Do I have to spell it out for you? I'm amazed that I had to ask. It tracks down other airships by measuring the ether signature of the surrounding air. Why would I need to find an airship? Not an airship, the monster. Remember that the monster was alchemically charged? If so, it should get off the same signature as an airship core. No matter what element it is, this device should find it. What's the catch? There is no catch except for the fact that it's broken. Also, since it's an old model, all we have is this gorge here. Gauge, gorge, whatever, gorge. It is... If it rises past this level, you'll know that the monster is nearby. How will we know it's not the monster and just not something like Faye or something else big? No. It looks like there are 4 parts here. We've got an ether distiller, a semi-linear escape, and a vibrating crystal, and a piece of tape. That's not holding it together. Some of it is falling apart a bit. Oh, great. Well, I'll try and find what you're looking for, but don't hold your breath. If you do manage to find the parts, I'll let you borrow it temporarily. Of course, I highly doubt you'll be able to fight the monster if you find it, but it should serve as an effective test run. Just don't break it. Alright then, Sunshine, I'm off. I'm going to head back to town. Don't wait for me. I walk away into the forest as Zoltan gets back to his work with Roy. However, town isn't where I'm going. It's towards the tower. I think I want to have a little talk with Faye to find more about his master's plans for us. That coded message was certainly enough to give you pause. I'm worried about the one chance mentioned in it. One chance for what exactly? Could these be some kind of orders for Faye to follow? Even if it wasn't the same saber cat from the farm, it's still too suspicious to leave alone. That would mean that Faye wasn't as forthcoming as we thought. Do you think Magistus wants him to keep something under wraps? Almost definitely. It wouldn't be Faye's fault. Faye is a liar. It wouldn't be Faye's fault. He's a clockwork. He's a machine. He's been told to do this and he's obeying. Even if Faye was lying, it wouldn't be his fault if his master ordered him to. I mean, it was created by Magistus. He owes him, big time. Well, that's all well and good, unless what he was hiding from us is potentially dangerous. Magistus couldn't be planning to do something like that, could he? Well, the terms of this contest were certainly suspicious in the first place. There's only one way to find out. Arriving outside the tower, I walk towards the entrance. Faye is nowhere to be seen this time, so I rap on the metal door. No response. I decide to push on it, and it swings open to reveal the empty tower. Oh God, please don't be scary.